Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you a warm-up and corrective exercise sequence, and this is something that you can use when you're traveling if you want to keep doing some exercise, but you're also kind of short on time. It's also something you could do if you're taking a day off from working out, so you're sort of resting, recovering from your strength training or your metabolic training, and you want to do something on your day off. It's also something you could do if you're really sore, because it will help with the soreness, and as well if you're going to do some intervals or some running, some cardio. This is a great warm-up sequence that you could do before that. It's really helpful for getting your body warmed up and preventing injury. So again, those are all the reasons that you might use this warm-up corrective sequence that I'm going to teach you, and you can really do this without any equipment. You can do it with body weight. But if you have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, that's something that I'll show at the very end for some shoulder stability. So if you have that, you can use it, but otherwise you can skip that exercise. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to do a little warm-up, and you can choose things like jogging in place. You could do some skipping, and then you could do some hopping. Okay, so just something to get some blood flow going and warm up your body. Then we're going to go right into a couple of movement-based stretches. So we have the forward lunge stretch, which is your three-part stretch here, and you'll do that on each leg. So that's the forward lunge stretch. And then the next one is the hand walk, where you're going to bend over, walk all the way out. Remember to keep your core tight, and then tiny ankle steps, walking the legs in, stretching through the backs of the calves and the hamstrings and up into your lower back. And then we'll do a lateral lunge, where you're going to step out to the side. Remember to really get your butt back, stretching through the insides of the legs. Okay, so that's a few stretches to get you warmed up, and now let's go into the shoulders. So we're going to do scapular retraction and depression. That's where you pull the shoulder blades back, push the shoulders down to engage the lats, and then relax forward. So it's a back, down, and relax. Back, down, and then reach those arms forward. Okay, after the retraction and depression, let's go over the scapular push-up. So you can do these from the hands and the knees. So you'll be in this position here, and just watch that you don't move anything in your back. You want to just let your body fall down, your chest goes down through your arms, so you're pinching the shoulder blades, and then you press up and away between the shoulder blades. So just watch that you don't do anything in your back like this, but that it's just simply between the shoulder blades. Again, careful to not bend the elbows. Those should stay locked and straight. And a little bit harder version is when you really have your whole body weight on it and your legs are straight, down and up. Okay, so that's our scapular push-up. Next we have the Russian twist that we add with working the shoulder blades and the scapula. So you're on your back, legs are up, and then you're going to press one shoulder blade down. So I'll push my left shoulder blade down, I'll take the legs about 6 to 8 inches to the right, and then back to the center. Relax the shoulder blades, again, left shoulder blade down, legs go opposite. So just do a bunch on one side, and then switch to do the other side. So that's our scapular Russian twist. Okay, the exercise, again, for some shoulder stability, if you have the kettlebell or the dumbbell, remember this one's optional. This is the arm bar. So I'm going to start it from this side. You're going to roll over, pick it up with the hand on the bottom, bring the arm up to straight, okay? Remove the hand from the opposite hand from the kettlebell, straighten the leg, and then you're going to push up and over, roll over, and then get onto your arm. So your ear is really to the inside of your bicep, and you're just balancing the weight up over your shoulder. Leg is like a kickstand in front. Watch that you don't scrunch your shoulder up to your ear, really push it down and away. So think about that shoulder blade pressing down towards the hip, okay? So you'll hold for a little bit of time until that feels stabilized on the side. Then you go back to your back, use the arm, roll it down and over, and then pull the kettlebell up and around the floor to the other side. Don't lift it up over your chest. And then you're going to do the other side, up, arm down, and then balance up over the shoulder. So this one can really be for time. It's approximately 30 seconds each side. You don't have to be super crazy and watch the clock, but just to feel. Okay, so those were the things we did to warm up through the shoulders. Now we're going to do some stuff around the hips. So we're going to go back into the hands and knee position, and we're going to do the hydrants. So core is tight, okay? Just make sure the back isn't rounded up like this, but just a little bit of a valley there. And you're going to take the leg out to the side, focusing on the hip and the glute. Okay, so you'll do all on one side, and then you'll go to the other side. Watch that you don't over-rotate and lift the hip up. You want to really try and keep your core facing straight down to the mat the whole time. So no rotation in your torso. Okay, so those are the hydrants. Then we come down onto the floor to do the prone figure 4. So we bring the knee out to the side. This one is pretty hard. Hands are on the floor to counterbalance. And then the foot is on the back of the knee here. So facing down, you're going to lift that knee up and out to the side. Try not to lift and rotate again at your hips or your torso, but just that slight movement at the knee. And then other side. Okay, so that's our prone figure 4. Next we go into the passive lock hip bridge. So this is where you're going to pull that knee down tight into the chest. You're going to place the other foot on the floor with your heel down, toes up, and then you're going to bridge up and down, trying to keep the knee close to your chest and really focus on the glute of the floor leg. So that's the passive lock bridge. And then our final one is bridge marching. So this is where you go up, you really work the glutes, keep the core tight, hands on the floor. Then you're going to lift one foot off the floor at a time, but trying not to move anything through your torso and your hips. So really stabilize in one side, lift the other leg. These should be pretty slow and deliberate, because what you don't want to have happen is you don't want to lower your body as you lift the leg. Okay, so notice how you keep the hips up and elevated and everything is super straight and still. Okay, so again, that was our warm-up and corrective sequence of some exercises that you can do to warm up, stretch a little bit, and then do corrective exercises for the shoulders and the hips. Remember, just as a reminder, that this is great for a quick circuit in the morning if you're traveling on vacation, if you're taking a day off from your workouts, if you're sore. It's also a really good warm-up sequence for before going out for a long run or doing some cardio or some intervals. And again, it's something that you can do if you're just really short on time and you want to fit something in.